So, welcome everyone once again. For those of you who have just joined, let me start by introducing myself. I started my business career way back in year 2000 when I started my first business, and we had created a product which we wanted to sell. And the only thing we knew was we would be able to sell it offline. So, in the year 2000, another partner of mine visited around 150 institutes trying to sell that product, which was targeted at IT professionals. While he was trying all of that, we had tough time selling that. We could not sell even one license in almost 2 months. I was, purely by chance happened to use or try attempt online, and we saw someone bought our product from US, while we were sleeping because it happened during our night. So, and that happened through SEO, and we had no idea what SEO is. So that's how we got into this field. So it was year 2000 when we happened to touch SEO purely by chance, and since then we have been doing digital marketing. So it's over 12 years. I would say we would be few people or early people from India who adopted SEO, then search engine marketing, and then social media. So it's been 12 years since we have been practicing hands-on various aspects of digital marketing. And digital Vidya is all about helping individuals and organizations leverage digital marketing to grow in terms of, maybe building their brand, generating leads, acquiring customers through various forms of digital marketing. And today, social media being, hot, social media being popular, most of our programs are in social media. So for last 3 years, we have been doing various workshops. We have done over 100 trainings across Asia, uh, a few other parts in Asia and Middle East as well. And for last 6 months, we have been running these instructor-led online courses as well. I can see some of you are participants of our online course. Some of you have been participant of our physical workshop. So these are two things we do, and this is our fifth online course and first on advanced Facebook marketing. And I can, tell you from my experience, this is going to be the most comprehensive and advanced Facebook marketing course, as the name suggests. Other than that, we organize various in-house corporate workshops we've done for over 30 brands across India. So that's what we do, and it would be my pleasure to share from my experience in using social media, from industry. And my commitment is that you take away something which is really of value for you, for your organization today during this session, right? So once again, this is a plan for today, and I would immediately start with creating the opportunity of Facebook, right? Why Facebook marketing? So let me start by doing this poll and ask you a question. So can you just answer this question, which is, how many users, according to you, are from India who have on Facebook, which are who are 40 plus years in age? I request all of you to guess. So even if you are guessing it incorrect, you would have a higher recall. That's how you will get value out of this session today. So we have got 70% of you voted. I think a couple of more people left. I would appreciate if you can do as well. Okay, we got 80%, 90%. Great. So thanks everyone. So we have got mixed response. 11% of you say less than 100,000. 33% of you say between 100,000 to 1 million. 22% of you say 1 to 5 million, and one third, 33% said more than 5 million. So, you through our workshops, we have been constantly seeing and observing that people believe that social media is for only youth, right? Can you also now guess how many users are on Facebook from India? Total number of users. And you can do that in the questions panel. So use the questions or this chat panel to just share, according to you, how many users are in India from any age group on Facebook. So some of the participants of our online course or workshop, I can see they are very close to the exact number, right? So let me just go back and I'll share this both the numbers. Good. Say globally, there are now, you would have already heard, there are over 1 billion users on Facebook. In India, it's now touching almost 60 million users. This morning itself, I checked, it was, I think, around close to 59 million. And so it's got touching 60 million. And US is the first with around 170 million. Brazil is the second, and India is the third largest country on Facebook. Indonesia is the fourth. And in India, there are over close to now 7 million users which are 40 plus. Because why did I ask this question is, a lot of people think that Facebook is for youth. There are not enough people who are professionals of seniority. So 6 point, I think, 8 million is the number, which is number of users from India with over 40 years. So one major reason why anyone should care about Facebook is, across the world, since most of us are from India, I would share 60 million of users are on Facebook. That's almost half of the overall internet population. And more important, the amount of time they are spending, that makes it even more, bigger opportunity. And if you look at age wise also, like 6.8 million people are above 40 as well. And by the way, I will share about Facebook advertising when I talk about all. This number is available to you real time without spending a rupee. So all of your media planning on Facebook can happen with a click without spending even a rupee. You want to find out how many users from a location, a particular age group, particular gender, maybe even from a company and a college. That all number is real time available. So I'll share about that, right? So, but that's the biggest reason why anyone should care about Facebook, because our customers are there. If we are not there, someone else would be able to gain their attention, right? So let me now share some examples, and largely from official Facebook case studies. Some of you might have heard about this company called Chumbak. Chumbak is a company which sells Indian souvenirs, and this is the official Facebook case study. Over 25% of their online revenue. So they sell these products to various retail stores as well. Over 25% of their revenue, online revenue, comes through Facebook, and that includes Facebook advertising and Facebook page. Yatra, like any other travel hospitality player, is using Facebook extensively. So they generate around 1.5 million rupees revenue per month through Facebook. And again, using Facebook page is one of the main channel within Facebook for them. Then there is an example of this musical event which had happened. They had almost 30 times ROI on Facebook ads, sold 10,000 plus tickets for this one event. So this was a kind of an invasion festival, and Facebook drove most of their tickets more than their radio and outdoor advertising. So if you look at various kind of businesses, they are using Facebook page and Facebook ads, two fund or most popular channels within Facebook, for generating real business, not just about engagement. Over 20% of all sales for Kaya Clinic, and all their services are on the stores, their real retail stores. Over 20% of their all sales are attributed to Facebook. Then there is an example of Mindtra, which I have not taken. So you would have heard about various e-commerce companies, and Mindtra is one of the largest. Over 25% of their revenue comes through Facebook, and that includes Facebook page as well as Facebook ads. So if you look at, of course, we use it very extensively for our business, and I've shared with you various kinds of businesses who are using today Facebook, not just for engagement, not just for just connecting with their customers, really acquiring customers with that high percentage of revenue contribution, right? So let's go and look into some more example from Facebook applications point of view. How Facebook applications are impacting real business. So we were doing our workshop in Singapore almost 2 years back, and we were looking at examples. So this was an example of Wildlife Reserve Singapore, which owns Night Safari, and Singapore Zoo, and how they were using Facebook to connect their fans, converting into sales at retail store. So earlier, on Facebook page in the application, there was an option when you are not a fan, there could be a landing page like this, and if you click on like, once you become a fan, this image changes to something else. So if you land to this page and you are not a fan, you join this like, this image changes to this, which says simply say these code words, get wild at Night Safari, and you get 20% off your Night Safari tickets. So imagine if you are standing in the retail store at the tickets counter of Night Safari and someone says get wild at Night Safari, he gets 20% off. So, a great example of connect between fans leading to conversion in a retail store. So they would be able to track as well. There is a reason for people to become a fan as well. So, similar opportunities exist for all of us who have, large pages with a number of fans, and we want to connect those fans leading to sales. I'll share one more offline example. This is an example of, Titan, and they were running this offer called, they were running 40% discount for everyone, and they launched this offer called Fantastic Offer, which is 15% additional discount only to the fans of the Facebook page. And what you have to do is you have to click on this generate code on this page. So this is an application on the Facebook page. When you generate code, it asks for your mobile number and send you a voucher for this special 15% off, and you can redeem this voucher at the retail stores. Titan was expecting X% redemptions of this, and they got 50 times what they were expecting. Another great example of connecting fans to sales in a retail store. So online is easier. So that's why I picked some retail store examples, because a lot of people think, if you're online, then it makes sense. If it is only about engagement, then Facebook is worthy. But if you consider all of this, businesses across domains, online, offline, are using Facebook, both Facebook pages and Facebook ads and applications to impact significant growth in their business. Right. So I hope that creates an inspiration and urgency for you to look into Facebook for your business. I will get into Facebook advertising a little shortly. So as I had shared earlier, we would be sharing with you the introduction to the course, so that you understand how this course can become a reason for you to be able to leverage the opportunity of Facebook, for which I shared some of the examples. So we have seen, over 3 years, over 2,000 of our alumni across Asia been able to use Facebook for real business growth. And we wanted to take it to a next level, to be able to give people, a real in-depth understanding about Facebook. So that's why we launched this course. So one reason is, it's online, it makes it available for anyone from any place. It really saves a lot of time and money as well. But the real value is in the structure of this course. So the basic details about this course, this is an online course, this is an instructor-led course, and there are, you know, so these are different components. So there are 5 live sessions. Like October 20th is Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. India time. For 5 Saturdays, starting from October 20th till November 17th, you will have live sessions with us. That's one part. What's even more interesting is we have almost around 40 to 50 video lessons, which covers various aspects of Facebook, from Facebook pages to ads to applications to Facebook insights to Facebook tools to Facebook groups and events, for you to be, really clear about how all of that works and what is the opportunity of all of that. So what we will do is, before every session, we will share with you recommended video lessons, and they would be very crisp and sweet. So almost 5 to 10 minutes of a video lesson. You will get around 4 to 5 video lessons before each session, and you go through that, and then you come to a live session which will happen on Saturday. And in the live session, what we will do is we will actually be, the live session will be all about interactions, to be able to create exercises with you, to be able to answer your questions about those lessons. And you will have real assignment and a project which you will be taking on from your own business, from your own organization, and that you will continue to work over a 1 month long period, so that you are not just learning theoretically, you are applying all the learning into real action. And between the various courses, sorry, between the various sessions, we will have very very interactive discussion for a module. We have already used it for our last 5 courses. We had used Facebook group, and we have seen enormous amount of interaction happening between the participants and with us. So that will be an opportunity for you to stay connected with us as well as with other peers, and that's how you will be doing your exercises and assignments and projects between the two sessions. So, in a nutshell, it's a very comprehensive, in-depth course. It's spread over 1 month. You would be working on real projects from your business. You will be interacting with us along with your peers from across Asia over a 1 month long period, so that you really kind of build a mastery to be able to use various aspects of Facebook, right? So that's the basic details about this course. Let me know if you have something which is unclear about this course, which I can answer for you. Is there something which is unclear about the elements I shared? Once again, let me share the dates of this course. So this will start on October 20th, which is a Saturday, and will continue till November 17th, which is also a Saturday. You will be going through 5 live sessions of 2 hours each from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday. And this is a URL where you can get all the details about this course. And of course, everyone who participates will also get a certificate. But the real value, I would say, is in those learning sessions, which will happen over 1 month long period. Right. So that's about basic information about course. I will now get on to feel free to shoot your questions. I will take it towards the end, and I will now get on to giving you a teaser of Facebook advertising and sharing from a lot of our own experience how you can use Facebook advertising to have a real growth. And I had shared some examples earlier, right? So if you look at Facebook ads, right? Typically, how Facebook ad is when a user is on some page on Facebook. It could be a Facebook page, it could be an event, it could be a group. He or she will see various ads. Now, there are number of ads. There are almost 8, 9 types of ads. Ads can be run, but fundamentally, when someone clicks on an ad, there are two possible outcomes. One is a person is driven to an internal page on Facebook, which is essentially used to promote a Facebook page or an event or an application. Or a person can click on an ad to go to an external site. And typically, you would want a person or user to click onto an external site to go to your site to be able to generate leads or sales. I shared examples of Myntra to Chumbak. They have been using it in both the ways. So one is their create ads. When someone clicks on an ad, it goes to a retail store or a page where a lead gets generated or a customer is acquired. Or people go to a Facebook page, and from a page, occasionally they share various offers, discounts through posts. People go to their website, and a real customer is acquired. So that's fundamentally a way how Facebook ads work. But the real opportunity of Facebook ads, I'll share why Facebook is, makes a lot of sense, or why Facebook is so relevant. Say if you look at Google AdWords versus Facebook ads, some of you I'm sure would be running both. Some of you might be running Google AdWords only. The advantage of Google AdWords over Facebook ads is that someone is, when someone searches for a keyword, you show an ad, right? In that case, what you're doing is you are essentially showing an ad when someone has asked for it. In case of Facebook, when you show an ad, it's more like a push. Person hasn't asked for it. Now, Facebook is coming up with Facebook search ads, which are likely to be very similar to SEM. They are already in beta and doing in US. But before that or outside of that, most of the ads on Facebook are push. So Google AdWords will continue to have the advantage of intent because someone has asked for it. However, the real advantage of Facebook ads is the targeting. So let me, show you from directly from the Facebook interface how what I mean by targeting. So when you run an ad, you can choose, where you want to, what could be the destination URL. Can you just confirm that you can see my browser with this Facebook ad interface? So you can run an ad for an internal page or an external page. So you will put a URL. Then you will design your ads. You will write a title, you will write the copy, and you will write the or you will have the image. Now the most interesting part is the targeting, as I was sharing. So when I told you in the beginning that all the media planning buying is real time available with you free of cost, this is what I was referring to. So you want to know how many users are in India or any location. For example, I do 13, which is a minimum. So this is 59.39 million is the total number of users from India. So as I was sharing, it's about to cross 60 million. If I change India to say Brazil, let's see how many users Brazil has. You will notice this number changing. Oh, we are almost neck to neck. So 59.6 is Brazil and India is 59.39. I think Indian growth has happened over the last 3 days itself because I saw a different number in Bangalore when I was doing our workshop. Most likely, I think maybe tomorrow itself or this number, India may become second again. So then you choose city wise, you want to choose age wise, you want to do gender wise, all of that data, is real time available. That's where you do your media planning. Now, the interesting part is you can choose people based on various options. One is you choose people based on various categories, broad categories. You want to target people in technology industry. You want to people target, based on other industry, auto, on mobile users. That's what Facebook is looking at driving on mobile in sports. So one is based on various industry. Now, the other interesting part is you can target people based on interest group. So what you can do here is you can put a hash or without hash. If you put hash, it becomes a broad targeting. You want to target, say, CXOs. You would put Chief Executive Officer and location, age, gender you have already chosen. So in India, across age, across gender, there are 1,61,000 people who are CXOs or of the similar designation. What you can do is say you can put a VP of, I'll say vice president. So as you add more, this number will increase. So the beauty is you can target people based on interest, and interest includes their job title. You can also target fans of another page, assuming the fan page is big. So for example, if I want to target, say, Flipkart, I will choose Flipkart hash Flipkart. And then in this geography, this age, this gender, I will be able to target fans of Flipkart. So you can, play around with this precise interest targeting. And that makes Facebook, really, really exceptional when it comes to targeting. Because though it is a push, you are able to have your ad be shown to people based on age, gender, location, and interest. You want to go further, you can target people based on their education. You can target people based on a company as well. You want to target people working in a, say, IBM. So of course, if it is too narrow, the number will become so small. So working in a college, at what education level, relationship status. If you run a page, your own page, you can target that page as well. So your own fans, or you want to target some other fan page which is big enough, you can do that as well. So if you imagine, this level of targeting, I think there is no other channel which is that big, which will be able to give you ability to reach out to that section of specific people. So that's make Facebook advertising one of the most, I would say, preferred source of advertising. I have seen, our workshop participants coming back to us saying that before the workshop they were running Google AdWords. After the workshop they started running Facebook ads, and they have found Facebook ads to be equally and in some cases even more effective, such that they have shifted a good amount of their budget from Google AdWords to Facebook ads. So I am not saying that Facebook ads will always be better than Google AdWords. The conversions of Google AdWords are likely to be better in certain cases, but we have seen in our own case, Facebook ads have multiple times better conversions as well. So my recommendation to you is use Facebook ads. You can do it on your own, and be surprised for the kind of results you can expect. Now, I'll give you the mantra to be successful on Facebook ads, which is the key element I want to share with you. Assuming there are two advertisers who are running a Facebook ad, both of them have chosen cost per click model. So that's the most preferred model. You pay to Facebook only when someone clicks on your ad. The first advertiser got 100 impressions of their ad. The second advertiser also got 100 impressions. Out of those 100 impressions, the first advertiser got 2 clicks and the second advertiser got 5 clicks. The first advertiser was willing to pay 10 rupees per click, while the second one was willing to pay half of that, only 5 rupees per click. In this case, I want all of you to share on Facebook chat or questions window which advertiser will get preference from Facebook after these statistics, A or B. Just write A or B. Given these numbers, which of these advertisers are going to get preference from Facebook? Right. So I would really appreciate if all of you can share. Don't worry, even if you are incorrect. So we have got A, B, B, A. Cool, great. So good that we have more B's than A's, and that's correct. And I can see most of you, or some of you at least, are part of our earlier course. So, for those of you who don't know, the answer is B. Why? Because if you look at for Facebook, the net yield in these two cases is for advertiser 1, Facebook will be paid 20 rupees. So, 2 clicks, 10 rupees cost per click. So, advertiser A will pay 20 rupees to Facebook. In case of advertiser B, they would pay 25 rupees to Facebook because 5 into 5. Now, if you look at Facebook gave the same inventory to both 100 impressions, assuming same targeting, Facebook made more money from advertiser B. So, from Facebook's own interest, Facebook would want to give preference to advertiser B. Also, if you look at from an relevancy of an ad perspective, if ad was clicked more, it's likely to be more relevant. So it's not just it's a model where platform is winning. It's a model which also takes into consideration which is more relevant. Actually, Google had come up with this model earlier, or before that, actually, Overture came up with this model, and now everyone in the online advertising space is following. The difference between two is click-through rate. The first one, click-through rate, is essentially number of clicks by total number of impressions. So out of 100 impressions, the advertiser A got 2 clicks. That means 2% click-through rate. The second advertiser got 5 clicks. That means they have 5% click-through rate. So what you need to do is you need to optimize for click-through rate. If you are able to have higher click-through rate, you will pay less and you will get more impressions. I will repeat, higher click-through rate means you will pay less in terms of cost per click and your ad would be shown to more people, because that's a win-win for both Facebook as well as for you. And that's also the model on which Google AdWords also works. Now, let me ask you another question. To improve your click-through rate, that would be the next question. What determines most among three elements of a title of the ad, the copy of the ad, or the image of the ad? Title, copy, and image. Which of these three elements impact your Facebook ads click-through rate most? Can you share? So I will say again, you want to optimize your click through rate, right? You want to get more click through rate. If you have higher click through rate, that means you will get more impressions and you will pay less in terms of cost per click. So it's not that cost per click is the only parameter. Higher cost per click, you will initially get more impressions, but it is a click through rate which determines your cost per click and the number of impressions. Now, to improve your click through rate, you have a title, you have the copy as well as the image, right? These are the three components of the ad: the title, copy, and the image. Which one will determine it most? So I've got all the responses, right? But the real answer is copy is the description of the ad. So you have the title, you have the description, and you have the image. Image determines the click through rate the most because we first see an ad through an image, then determine whether we want to even read it. So click through rate is largely impacted through image. So your job is to run multiple ads with multiple types of ad image and see which one is performing better in terms of click through rate. Now I'll ask the final question. What is a good CTR? As a benchmark in percentage, what percentage is considered good click through rate? Yeah, Ashish, I will answer that question. Just can you just answer click through rate? Which is what is a higher good click through rate? Okay, someone says 5%, other says 10%, 25%, 2%, 5%. Oh, so that is a good question in the sense that you are far from what is a good click through rate. It is 0.1%. Because say ads are push, not most of the people don't even realize there is an ad. They don't even see an ad. So 0.1% click through rate means one click out of 1,000 impressions. So if you are getting over 0.1% click through rate, that's a good click through rate. Now let me explain it again as some of you asked. So impressions you are clear, clicks you are clear, cost per click is a the amount you are willing to pay to Facebook. It's a bid. You say the first advertiser says I'm willing to pay 10 rupees as maximum cost per click. If someone clicks on my ad, I will pay 10 rupees to Facebook. The second advertiser says I will pay 5 rupees to Facebook. Now this is bidding. That is a maximum amount you put. How Facebook determines how much Facebook will charge is a function of the click through rate. So if your click through rate is improving, then Facebook suggested bid. So Facebook suggests a bid. It will say 10 rupees to 15 rupees. You can put any number, above, before, and between. But how much Facebook will charge will be a function of your click through rate. So if your click through rate is improving, Facebook suggested bid will also go down, and overall you would pay less cost per click. And also you will get more impressions. Once again, higher click through rate means lower cost per click you will have to pay to Facebook and higher impressions of your ad. Is that clear? Right. So what I will do is I will have more time for Q&A, but this is the key element I wanted to share. And one more element I would share is the landing page. So now if you run an ad like this, we run our ads for our Facebook marketing course, essentially for exactly for this course. If someone clicks on an ad, they goes to a landing page. So this is the landing page of our Facebook course. Now, why do you create a landing page? The idea of a landing page is you want to take advantage of the impulsive behavior of the person. Say if you take the person to a normal website, the person would browse through various content, information, and even if he or she may be interested, he would say, okay, it looks good, I will come back again. In most of the cases, the person, because it has come through an advertisement, doesn't have a high recall of your brand, forget that even he or she has visited that page. So what becomes important is, can you use a landing page where you don't give any other option for a person? The person will only be able to either say, fill this form. The idea is you want to get the information so that you can reach out to the person, or that person will only close this window. So this landing page of our course, there are only two options. There is contact details as well. Person can send an email or call, but essentially There is no link. The only option available is either they close this page or they fill this form. Now, having a landing page significantly increases the conversion from a click to a lead. And I'm saying significantly, multiple times. So, if you are running Facebook ads to generate leads, rather than driving the person to your website, create a landing page. And I can promise you, you would see completely different results. So, one part again, as I shared, click through rate is the key to optimize your cost and getting more impressions. Landing page is your key to improve conversions from leads, sorry, click or visitor to lead. I think these are the two critical elements. If you work on, you would have multiple times ROI of your Facebook ads, what you are currently having. Right? So I hope those two elements, which are at the crux of winning on Facebook advertising, are relevant and useful for you. If you have not been trying, try out. Right? So with this, we'll get into Q&A. But as I had shared initially, for those of you who are interested in registering into this course, so this online course is a 1 month long course where we would take you through various elements of Facebook advertising is one, Facebook applications is another. There are a lot of advanced application frameworks like open graph applications. So we'll have you go through Facebook apps to Facebook pages to Facebook ads to Facebook events to Facebook groups, Facebook insights, other tools outside of Facebook to measure ROI of Facebook, including tools for running Facebook ads in a 1 month long period where you will work on your real business to be able to leverage Facebook, not just in theoretical way, but really impacting business results during the course itself. So if you are, interested in this course, these are the basic details. Once again, we would have people from across Asia. And once again, the course is starting on October 20th, which is Saturday. It's an online course, instructor-led course. The fee for this course is 9,900 plus service tax per participant. But for as a special offer for your time to be part of this webinar, we have this special 15% discount to you, which is valid till October 12th. You would need to use 15web as a discount code to be able to avail this offer. This is a link for you to register into this course. So we have a couple of more seats available. If you want to register, you can register even now. You can register online using this code to avail this special discount. And in case you are still doubtful about this course, will it work, the online medium does work or not, we have unconditional money back guarantee. If you attend 4 out of the 5 sessions, I can, if still you don't like it, no question asked, you just ask for the refund. The only thing is, make sure that if you register, you don't miss the first session. First session is mandatory and critical, because that's where we will create the whole course context. We will create the assignment structure, we'll create the project structure, we will have you be inducted into the various modules. And the moment you register, we will start the interactions through Facebook group. So your course will not begin on October 20th, it will actually begin on the day you register. So you can start interacting with us and with other participants of this course the moment you register, because we are launching the Facebook group for interaction between other peers and with us today itself. So the moment you are part of this course, you will start seeing results, that I can promise you. And of course, within this course, you should be prepared to see real surprises in terms of impacting real business growth for your organization, right? So of course, some of you know me, you have my details. For those of you who are new, especially people from outside India as well, you can reach out to me, especially on social media. Everywhere I am Pradeep Chopra. Twitter.com Pradeep Chopra, Facebook.com/ Pradeep Chopra, LinkedIn.com/IN. IN is used by Facebook as a directory, it's country, so IN is for India. and then Pradeep Chopra. Otherwise, my ID is pradeep at digitalvidya.com. I would be happy to answer, support you in any other way. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'm sure that we would be looking forward to seeing you, interacting with some of you in our course. So, still, we have time, I think, next 10 minutes to have your questions be answered about maybe Facebook advertisement as well as this Facebook course, right? So some of the questions are already there. Let me take those questions and answer for you. Okay, Milan had this question: how this course is different from what we had during our earlier course, right? So Milan, this the earlier course which you had attended was on overall social media marketing, right? You would have gone through Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. So that gave you an overall view about various platforms, about overall creating Facebook, social media marketing strategy. But as many of you, including those course participants and our otherwise workshop participants, which is also has been on social media marketing, asked us that we want to go in depth on Facebook, because say if you are trying to cover everything, you cannot go in depth. So we had chosen Facebook because that's the most relevant medium. So this course is designed for you to build mastery in various aspects of Facebook over a 1 month long period. So that's a key difference in terms of scope. We would never had the chance to go in depth about Facebook in that course, which we will do in this course, right? So that's done. Okay. Nalini had asked this question for all of you, that if there is a quiz which is about AIDS or HIV awareness, if someone asks you a quiz on Facebook where it asks your awareness about AIDS or HIV, would you be comfortable participating in that? Or given that if you participate, your friends would get to know that you participated in that quiz, would you not participate? So if you can, just answer that yes or no. If you would be open to participating in that quiz, you know let do share yes, and if you are not, please do share no, right? So I'll share Nalini with you the responses. Okay. Yeah, so another comment Nalini had was youngsters are half and half in half out of Facebook. It's the older age which is now becoming active. Yeah, so that's where the maximum growth is happening, and that's what Facebook makes it even more relevant and interesting, because you have more and more senior people, including CXOs, spending good amount of time on Facebook. Pitachi has this question. I own a small company selling products online like toys, cosmetic, healthcare products. Will this course help me? Yeah, Pitachi. So we have actually a number of entrepreneurs like you who are participating in this course, who have participated in our earlier course. And that's exactly the reason. You want to become on your own to be able to use Facebook to sell your products, and you are an online business. So there is no reason that Facebook is not relevant for you. So this course is exactly going to fulfill what you have shared. You had another question. Can I have an ad without image? Yeah, Pitachi, you. So there are various versions of an ad. You can run for an event as well, application as well. But typically for your Facebook page and for your Facebook ad, a standard ad you would need to have a title, description, and copy. But there are other versions of an ad as well, where the user becomes more important, or you like there is a concept of sponsored story. In that case, the friends details start and then the page becomes secondary. But otherwise a typical ad would have a title, image, and a copy. You go to Facebook ads interface, you will see all types of ads. We don't have time, otherwise I would have spent, and of course that you will do in the course, going through all of that. Oh, so I think CTC and CPC got answered. If still not answered, you can ask again. Is this course more beneficial or workshop? Yeah, Abhishek, thanks for asking that question. So I would say our workshops, which happen in Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, has its own advantage compared to this online course. One is, if you want to go through entire scope of social media, from Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, overall social media strategy, overall social media ROI, and you all also want to learn from other people in industry, that 2 days workshop is going to be useful because the scope is across all social media platforms. However, as I shared earlier in response to the question which Pitachi had asked, uh, this particular course is confined to get in depth on Facebook. If Facebook is a medium which you are sure it's relevant for you, then this course would answer all the questions such that you build a mastery to be able to use it. So actually, a lot of our people who have been participants of our workshop are participating in this course, and that was the reason actually we started this course. So both courses have its own advantages. This course is online, that means you are not limited by Delhi, Mumbai, or Bangalore. Or also the workshops are 2 months away. The next workshop in Delhi is on November 20th, 20th, 21st, and then in Mumbai is on December 4th, 5th, and Bangalore is 18th, 19th December, while this course is starting on 20th October. So we have people who are participating in both. So I wouldn't say one is a replacement of another. Both are important in their own aspects. So if Facebook is relevant for you, you want to go in depth. This course is relevant. And if Facebook is not relevant for you, I think then of course I don't recommend you be part of this course. Then I would recommend you do the workshop. But otherwise, if both are relevant, you may want to choose both. Okay. Regarding effectiveness of Facebook for B2B advertising, Nalini had this another question. Yeah. So Nalini, we have been seeing various examples, including for us. One good site. Let me share the URL for that site for all of you. Social media for social media b2b.com is a site which is a great site for you to see examples of even Facebook being used for B2B. Otherwise, B2B companies, including technology companies, are using Facebook for even lead generation. So the whole point is your audience is there because everyone's brand is there. Some of the CXOs, the senior most, are spending good amount of time on Facebook, and the opportunity is to reach out to them. So Facebook advertising is definitely effective for B2B. Facebook pages are also effective. LinkedIn is likely to be more effective in certain cases, but LinkedIn ads are very expensive. Like $2 is the minimum cost per click. So in case your deal size can be really high, right? You are running a software service business or a product where average deal size is couple of $100,000 or at least that size, then LinkedIn ads may work even better because you would be able to target people based on geography, title, industry, all of that. So you want to target people, like chief executive officer, telecom industry in North America. LinkedIn allows you to do that, but it's expensive. I have heard more examples of success on Facebook than on LinkedIn, but it's not that LinkedIn is not relevant, right? Regarding the future of Facebook, if someone makes over investment on Facebook marketing, will Facebook mobile revenue? Okay, you're saying that mobile revenue is different. Would you advise splitting marketing budgets across Facebook and other platforms? Yeah. So Nalini, one of the things actually in my view is given Facebook has gone public, the chances of Facebook only continue to grow has only increased because there are now multiple stakeholders. It would be really bad if Facebook dies for so many shareholders across the world, and of course so many influencers who are on Facebook. So it's I think of course nothing no one can predict. Sorry, but Facebook's future is, I would say, today much more secure than it was before they went public. 1 billion users spending good amount of time on daily basis is a testimony for Facebook's future. And fundamentally, if you see, Facebook is like, fundamental model of communication. Like earlier, you were using mobile. When mobile came new, we were asking questions. Do you have it? When would you have it? At a very basic level, entire social media is a way of communication. So, very soon it will become transparent to us. We will not ask, are you on Facebook or not? Like we don't ask, do you have a mobile or not? So that way, one is it's part of our life and it has really become big. Like Google Plus, I would not recommend you to spend good amount of your time because it's not sure will it pick up. But Facebook, I think you can be sure that it's going to be there for at least foreseeable future. But yeah, if you have bandwidth and other channels are relevant, it makes sense to always bucketize your budgets. How is Facebook going to address the mobile media channel? Yeah. So not only Facebook for mobile is the biggest opportunity as well as challenge for Facebook. That's what Facebook is working on. That's why a lot of acquisitions are happening. Facebook acquired Instagram for 1 billion is a reason for that. So right now it's a challenge, but as we see mobile growth happening, we will see innovation happening, and I think that's where the opportunity is going to be. So if you can be early mover in that, that would be really useful. Yeah, right. So I have not seen that article on Business Standard, Anil, yesterday. If you can share what were the aspects, I can respond. Otherwise, yeah, guys, any other question you have, feel free to ask me. I would be more than happy to answer those. And it could be related to Facebook ads. It could be related to, of course, yeah, right. So otherwise, yeah, time is 12:05. For those of you who had planned to be here for an hour, I officially declare this webinar to be complete. I want to really thank you for your 1 hour, for your time and attention, and I hope that it was a valuable session, and you will be able to apply part of this learning for your business. If you are clear that you want to use Facebook for impacting your business growth, and you see this course as a pathway to fulfill that, I invite you to be part of this upcoming course on October 20th. We still have seats available, and you have the special offer as well, right? But otherwise, for rest of you who have more questions, I'm here, and I will continue to answer those for next few minutes, right? Yeah, you're welcome, Anil. You're welcome, Nalini. Good, right? Okay, good. So I hope I had answered all the questions you had asked. But still, if you have more questions, feel free to reach out to me on social media or write to me at pradeep@digitalvidya.com. I'll be glad to answer questions beyond this as well, right? Yeah, you're welcome, Abhishek. Thanks, everyone, once again. We'll see you again, and some of you in our webinar. Have a great day. Thank you very much.